Alcatraz Prison, known as one of the most terrifying places in the world. Although it is now a tourist destination, its dark history continues to loom. Located in San Francisco Bay, Alcatraz housed some of America's most dangerous criminals from 1934 to 1963. Why is it called the Rock? This nickname arose due to its location on a rocky island, as well as a symbol of the strict security measures in place. In fact, no inmate ever successfully escaped, except for the mysterious story of 3 men who broke out on June 11, 1962. The 3 inmates, Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers, John and Clarence, left behind no trace. They managed to escape from one of the most secure prisons in America. The narrative is built on a rocky island surrounded by cold waters and strong currents. Alcatraz was designed to be an impenetrable prison. The inmates sent here were not ordinary criminals, but those deemed too dangerous or too difficult to manage in other prisons. Super tight security and a remote location made Alcatraz almost impossible for escape. What makes Alcatraz so special as a prison? Alcatraz began operations in 1934, during a peak in crime in the United States, with notorious figures like Al Capone, Machine Gun Kelly, and Birdman Robert Stroud emerging. This prison became home to criminals considered too dangerous to be held elsewhere, with a poor record of escapes or extreme violent behavior. How was security maintained in this prison? The facility was designed with the most advanced security technology of its time. It was equipped with heavy steel doors operated electrically, windows lined with steel, and close surveillance by armed guards. Any inmate attempting to escape would have to breach extremely tight physical security and then face the natural challenges of cold waters filled with dangerous currents. This prison was truly designed to extinguish all hope of freedom. However, on the night of June 11, 1962, something unimaginable happened. 3 inmates, Frank Morris and twin brothers John and Clarence Anglin, managed to escape from their cells. The question remains, did they truly escape from the island or were they lost to the sea? This prison was designed to ensure that every escape ended in failure. Yet, small pieces of evidence, like the dolls fashioned to resemble the inmates and found in their beds, showed just how clever their planning was. Frank Morris was known as a highly intelligent man with an IQ reportedly reaching 133. He had lived a life filled with crime since his youth, with a history of robbery and escapes from various prisons. When he arrived at Alcatraz in 1960, he brought with him a sharp intellect and extraordinary survival skills. On the other hand, John and Clarence Anglin were 2 brothers raised in a farming family in Georgia. Like Morris, they were also bank robbers transferred to Alcatraz due to their repeated escape attempts from previous prisons. The combination of Morris's intelligence and the strong determination of the Anglin brothers was the key to the escape plan that would later shake the United States. How could they prepare for their escape under such tight surveillance? For months, the trio meticulously planned their escape, Using makeshift tools like spoons and pieces of wood, they began to work on the walls of their cells, which were directly behind the ventilation ducts. Each night, they dug into the walls bit by bit, disposing of debris through gaps in the floor, and hiding the results of their work behind homemade cardboard covers. Simultaneously, they crafted head dolls from soap, toothpaste, and toilet paper, complete with human hair collected from the prison barber shop. These dolls were placed on their beds to deceive the guards while they made their escape at night. The most impressive part of their plan was the raft they made. They managed to gather more than 50 waterproof raincoats, which they sewed together into an emergency raft using thread and needles they had stolen from the prison workshop. They even created emergency flotation devices from the same material just in case. With all these preparations, the night of June 11th became the moment they had been waiting for. For years after the escape, the fate of the three escapees remained shrouded in mystery, raising many questions. The FBI, which led the official investigation for 17 years, concluded that Morris and the Anglin brothers most likely drowned in the cold waters of San Francisco Bay. They pointed out that with the water temperature being so cold, the men would likely have succumbed to hypothermia, lost consciousness, and been carried by the strong currents into the open ocean. However, several pieces of evidence that surfaced later gave rise to theories that they might have made it out alive. In 1975, a photo emerged in Brazil, allegedly showing John and Clarence Anglin still alive. Then, in the years following, several letters were reportedly sent by the Anglin brothers to their family, though the authenticity of these letters has been debated to this day. Additionally, in 2013, a mysterious letter was received by the San Francisco Police Department, supposedly written by John Anglin. In the letter, John claimed that he, his brother, and Frank Morris had successfully escaped from Alcatraz. He mentioned that Morris had died in 2008, Clarence had passed away in 2011, and that John himself was in critical condition due to cancer. However, the letter was never verified, and the FBI closed the case, standing by their conclusion that the men drowned.